Hey everyone, I am back. I am Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind, and I'm glad you guys are here. Today is an impromptu sewing. We're just going to get stuff done. We're just going to work on getting stuff done. So that's why I call it that. And this is very as informal as it gets. I don't have anything prompted. I don't have anything prepared specifically. This is just going to be hang out, watch me put stuff together, have a chat, let's see what's going on, all of that kind of stuff. So let's see who all we've got today. I see Joyce. I see Charlotte. Good morning to you ladies, and greetings from Texas. Awesome, Charlotte. Thank you. And then we've got Glenda saying good morning to me and everyone else. Thank you. And Donnell here saying, hey, everyone. If you guys don't remember, I am going to have Donnell on my Tuesday Night Live this week. So be sure to tune in. I'm certain it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to color on fabric. So if you have not already picked up your supplies for this Tuesday night, make sure that you go back to Tuesday Night's Live, last Tuesday night. I was an hour early last week because we were accommodating another YouTube creator. But this Tuesday night we will be back at our normal time. It'll be 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And we are going to color on fabric. It's going to be so much fun. All right, and let's see, I've got Giovanna. Good morning. Well, good evening to you. It is evening time over there. And I think that gets everybody. So good morning to everyone. I am so glad you guys are here. Giovanna, you're looking forward to that? Very good. I am too. I'm excited. You got yours, just hoping sickness is gone before. I agree, Donnell. I hope you are feeling better. Bear with me just a moment. Puppy is in here with me, and he is distracting me. So you may see me correcting him a few times. Come here. Come. Yeah, he's going to stop and go back and forth. What is the time for you? Right now it is 11:03 a.m. So we're looking at 6 hours from now on Tuesday. So whatever time it is right now for you, look forward 6 hours. And that is going to be on Tuesday for me. So it should still be, it might be right after, now it is, for me, it is 11 o'clock. Right now it is 11 o'clock. So Tuesday will be 6 hours from now. And if you do have your notifications turned on, you should get a notification from YouTube. If you are not getting your notifications, always go and you can either unsubscribe and resubscribe, or you can go 7 p.m., so 6 hours out, puts it about 1 a.m. is when I apparently go live. I'm so sorry. I know that's middle of the night. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's going to be 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you put 5 p.m. Mountain Time into your time converter. Now we do change times, but not until this upcoming weekend. And it's called Spring Forward. I'm not looking forward to it. We lose an hour of sleep. 8 hours. Okay. Awesome. Yep, is this 5 plus 1? No, it should be 6 hours from now. Like time-wise. Because it's 11 Mountain Time now. And that's going to be, I'm going to do the 5 p.m. So I think it should just be 6 hours, but that's okay. If you've got the notifications turned on, you should get the little notification that I'm going live. And I have started doing the little introduction. Joyce says, just need Crayola. Yes, you do have to have Crayola. Do not buy the washables. Make sure that they are not washable. You can try another brand if you have another brand, but nobody else has had any luck. Donna! Hi! I am so glad you're here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not Laura Lynn, but that's okay. I don't mind. Hey, okay, gotcha. Yeah, and Donna and Donnell, if you want 8 hours difference, okay, that makes sense. That's what you were talking about. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. Laura's here. Thank you. Good morning, Laura. You lose an hour of your birthday, Charlotte. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, so Donna and Donnell, if you guys want, you can do exclamation selfie, and that will drop a link to your channel when you're in my chats. I do have that enabled, so I do not mind at all. And if you guys missed what I did yesterday, it was about 3 hours, thereabouts. I went just a little over 3 hours yesterday, and we were working on putting together Prismatic Star. And I was definitely giddy laughing at myself yesterday. So this section right here makes a square. So you can see them pulling it off. It makes a square. Okay, I pulled it off. I'll put it back up here in just a second. But this section that I assembled yesterday did not make a square. It made a triangle. So I couldn't assemble it together last night. I kind of got myself backed into a corner with that. I did have a lot of ripping to do to get it to be assembled, and I do show in detail how I did some of that assembly and how I lined things up. So if you have never, would be 3 a.m., I don't know if I'll be awake, I understand. Well, there's always the replay, Giovanna. And if you put comments in on any of the replays that you watch, I am looking at my comments. I may not catch them immediately because I'm still learning to go back and look at my comments. But I will definitely go back and look at my comments. So if you have questions, put them in the comments and I will come back and catch them. So I'm not going to work on Prismatic Star today. I worked on it for 3 hours yesterday. But yeah, if you did not see any of that, and if you want to know how to put diamonds together so that they line up, that video last night, I believe, does show a really good picture of how to make sure that you line up your diamonds, because that is a little bit difficult to put together to get going. I am going to have to remember to put the little live reactions, turn that thing off so I don't have those hearts every time. So today we are going to swap projects. So I worked on Prismatic Star yesterday, so today we are working on the Elizabeth Hartman. And so I've got, let me pull it up. I have got one block assembled, but I have not gotten. You're very welcome, Donna. I am glad to have you. I appreciate it. This is the Elizabeth Hartman that I'm working on. Now, I've got to rip this block. I did not put all the outside stars in the right spots. So, what I did, and I'm going to use myself to hold it up, because I got, a shirt on that'll hold it. All right, so this star and this star and this star are not supposed to be identical. It's supposed to be this star and this star are identical. And then this star and this star are supposed to be identical. So I basically have to swap this star with this star. If I swap those two, swap them that way, however, once I swap them, this block will be correct according to the pattern. So we are going to make some more. I have got all of the flying geese done. So you guys aren't going to see me putting together the flying geese. Charlotte says, very pretty, Tammy, thank you. And Joyce says, I'm working on pricing fabric for a sale, so I'll just be listening. No worries. I have been working on, okay, so I've got a confession. My temperature quilt for myself will not be 100% Kona cotton like I wanted. I cannot find a single vendor to order all of my Konas through. The most I could find was, so I needed 28 fabrics. I could find, I think, 20 or 22 of them through Missouri Star, but they were out of stock on some of those. but then that was still left me with, another 6 to 8 that I could not order through them. So then I was going to have to go searching to find somebody who had those other 7 colors. Other, 6 to 8 colors. And it was too much. So what I did the other day is I did go to Hobby Lobby. They were having a sale. And I went ahead and picked up what Kona I could. And then I mixed it with some prints. So my personal one that I'm going to be building for this year, my first year in Casper, will be Kona mixed with other things, just because that's what I could do. So, but I think it'll highlight the solids because you're going to see these random prints throughout. So Giovanna says I finished a cover for my daughter's chair, a simple fleece one. Not a problem. Those are the best ones. When a project is simple, that makes it the best. It really does. All right, so I do already have my stars done on the pink colorway. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to press these. And I don't remember if I had to press them all outside or inside. I don't think it matters. So I should be able to press them all in. Yeah, it looks like they're all pressed in. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. Even if that's not, and I believe I did this 100% to what the pattern recommended. So I'm going to press these real quick. So I'm going to swap you guys over to the ironing board and get you guys over here with me. So I know we're working on pricing fabric with Joyce, and Giovanna worked on a project yesterday. Anybody else got any projects going on? Donna, Donnell, have you guys got anything going on today? I know, Donnell, you're probably just recovering, trying to get well. And let's see. So I could set these seams, but these have been done for so long that I'm not too terribly worried about it. Oh, and same thing goes for today that was yesterday, and kind of in perpetuity. If you can't hear me, let me know. I don't want to leave anyone out where somebody can't hear me. I love how I changed camera. Thank you. I am using the same software that Sobeka uses. I started looking when I wanted to start my channel, and I wanted to just play around with software, and it seemed to be the easiest one for me to get going with, and I don't pay for anything with it. And when my last microphone died during the middle of a live where I was going to continue to keep going, it was the live that actually had Donnell and Leanne from Donnell Stitchery and Pastry Queens Farm Adventures. I had them on with me, and that microphone just it died gloriously. I mean, it just, I could probably still use it, but I'd rather not fight with it every time I want to go live. I mean, I think it'd work great for my Tuesday nights where I'm not going for very long, but I don't think it's going to work for the longer lives. So when I bought the new microphone, it actually came with some insets for the software that I'm using. And so the software has a lot of these things built into it. So it made it really easy, amazingly enough. I just have to remember in my software, because the way I've got things set up is that I actually have to hit 2 buttons to swap screens, not just one. I did have it set up to just, click 1 button and it automatically swaps the screen. But now I've got it set up where I have to hit 2. And sometimes I do forget to hit that second button. But once it does swap, it is that glorious little screen. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. All right. Donnell said hey to Donna and said, I'm making hexagon handbags for my Etsy store since I cannot go live this weekend. Okay. Even with the issues, it was still a lot of fun. Thank you. Yeah, I've got to work on that Zoom part. So Tuesday, I'm probably going to have that live or that Zoom starting up quite a bit early so that I have time to play around with it and see if I can maneuver things a little bit better. I'm not 100% happy with how I had to do things. But, things happen. We learn as we go. Glenda is working on trimming blocks. Awesome. Are you doing that? Are you trimming blocks for the pattern that you were doing from Tiffany's? Or are you trimming blocks for the Snail's Trail? Y'all, this lady has a gorgeous Snail's Trail. And she also is doing one of the patterns that Tiffany put out. So if you are not a member of my Facebook group and you want to be a member, just type !FB for Facebook, and that will give you the link to the group. It is a private group, so I'll have to let you in. That way you can also post pictures of things you don't want your friends or family to see. They will not be able to see anything in that group. This is just a private group so that people that follow me can kind of come hang out. Yes, the box from Tiffany. Awesome. That quilt is turning out so cute. I like it. So I have got an idea for what I want to do for the baby quilt I've got to do for May. But I don't know 100% that I've got the right colors yet. So I'm waiting on her to go visit her Hobby Lobby so she can pick out fabrics, and then I can check my Hobby Lobby and get some of those fabrics and use that as comparison. That's how we're doing it, because she lives in Tennessee now. So that's a little bit too long of a trip. Giovanna, you ladies are young, so technology is easy. No, it is not. Technology is not necessarily easier. I have to do it when I have brain cells for it. There are a lot of days that I just have to walk away and just cannot do it. And then there's just days that it clicks and it acts simple. But the nice thing about YouTube is there are a lot of YouTube creators out there showing you how to do the stuff that we're doing on the back end. You're very welcome, Glenda. They are gorgeous, I promise. I truly believe it. This block is not wanting to lay flat. Not at all. We're going to see how bad my starch is, because I have not played with my bottle in a while. And yeah, it's putting out big pieces, but I need to replace my bottle. I cannot get it to clean. I've tried everything. Laura says, I'm finishing up a crocheted Afghan for my great niece who's due in April. Wow. I'm too tired to sit at my sewing machine today. I was up at 4 a.m. and I am pooped. Well, you have a good reason. If you were up at 4 a.m., that's a good reason. All right. That's even flatter than all the rest. All right. And I don't have any creases in that. And that's the center. All right. So I got one piece left. I am an old fogey, so I like to rely on my daughter. Not that I cannot do it, but it is easier. I don't blame you one bit. If I had a young kid in the house, I would definitely go, hey, do this, do that, or whatever. Now, I will say this. My dad is a tech guy. My dad is up there in years, but he still got it. He knows more about computers than I will ever know. I mean, I took classes to learn some of it, but like when my husband needs computer help, I don't help him. I tell him to call Dad. And he does. I mean, he calls my dad because he knows my dad is gonna walk him through fixing it, or my dad has it set up so he can remotely log in or whatever and do it for us. So my dad is awesome that way. All right, so we have all of this pressed. So I'm gonna bring you guys back over. There we go. I was about to grab the wrong screen. Charlotte says, I'm working on designing an improv quilt. Awesome. My sister got me an autographed copy of Cindy Grisdella's book, Adventures in Improv Quilts, when she was at QuiltCon. Got the creative juices working overtime. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Going to a quilt show anywhere does that. Absolutely anywhere. All right, so we are going to move some of my mess out of the way. And it's not really a mess. It is all the extra pieces and parts. And they're all the other colorways. And while I'm turned this way, if I forget to speak up, let me know. I will be excited to see it, Charlotte, once you get going with it. That will be quite impressive. And one thing I mentioned last night is if you guys will, closer towards like the beginning of March, my first March, my first April one will be April 2nd. We'll do it live, and I will do a show and tell from March. So, coming up to that live, I'll go, hey, I was about to say what mess. Yeah, you're not seeing it. It's off camera, kind of. I'm going to bring you guys over here, though. So, let's see. All right, and there's not going to be anything on the screen for just a second, so just bear with. All right, so we have our block pieces. All right, so what's going to happen is this is the center of the block. There we go. Okay. And we are going to have flying geese on either side. On all four sides. Where's the last one? Where is it? I know I didn't lose it. I couldn't have lost it. Or could I? I might have lost it. Let's hope I didn't lose it. I should have. There it is. I see it. All this pink fabric. All right. So I've got 4 flying geese there. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to slide these in so that you guys can see the next pieces that are going on here. And this is going to go together like a 9 patch when I get going with it. Okay? So I labeled all of these for the first round, but I forgot to label them or keep them labeled for this one. So I do not have any labels that I'm picking off. All right, so this fabric or this piece is the dark pink with the pink polka dots. It is this one right here. It's the same one. And so I've got it on top. So I'll also have it on bottom. Okay, so that's where those two are going to go. And the reverse of these fabrics is going to be the side ones. Okay, so that's how those are going to go. Now, that being said, I will be able to go ahead and attach each of these stars to their respective flying geese pieces. So I could go ahead and assemble that, but I'm going to wait. But that's what I'm going to assemble. Okay. So I'm going to set these aside for a moment. Now, the outer pieces. These have the lighter pink on the inside and the lighter pink on the outside, and the darker pink on the outside and then darker pink on the inside. So these are they lay out, around the center star. So these are all going to lay out with a small, and I know my table is white, so they're going to all lay out with a small piece on one side, and it's not really going to matter which side these pieces end up going onto. So they're going to have a small piece on the side, and then they are going to have a long piece on the outside of that. So they kind of go together, kind of like a log cabin. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and put these pieces together and stack them up. And I'm going to sew these at the same time that I sew those flying geese. And then when I come back, all I'll have to do is attach my long pieces. And I apologize, guys, that camera is moving. I've got to figure out a different system for that camera. So I promise I'm not trying to make you guys sick. Did I find out if Debbie? Yes, I think she is, but she did not have anything. She did not have anything on her books yet, so I don't know. Like she said on Tuesday she was going live, but aside from watching the whole thing, which I didn't have time to do or energy to do last night, I don't know what time. Live at 3, okay, live at 3 her time, so that puts it probably 1 o'clock my time. So if I need to break, so everybody can go watch her, or I may just stay live while she's live. I don't know. I'll have her playing in the background. But I don't know which way I'm going to go with that. I don't think she has her birthday party. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when her birthday party is going to be. I did not see it. Like she hadn't booked it yet. So when I was looking at it anyway. All right, I'm going to bring you guys down to the machine. And like I said, I do need to find my tape so you guys can actually see what I'm sewing. But I've got the small star, and I do not know why this camera is so blurry. We are going to zoom in just a hair and bring you guys over. I love the zoom feature on this camera. All right. Today is her bash on YouTube. Okay, yeah. As soon as I see a notification, we may just go ahead and break so everybody can go give her some time, give her some support on her birthday, and then we'll see about coming back. I'll probably continue to work on this because I only have 8 more colorways after this to go. I've got all these other colorways to go. I can't do all of the orange, and I can't do all of the blue, because those are the 2 that I'm going to have to go cutting a little bit of extra fabric for. The orange, I sewed my strips the wrong direction. And then the blue, I sewed the strip to the wrong piece. Alright, I see what that camera's doing. Let me zoom back out just a little bit. See if it'll stop trying to refocus. Alright, that might be my morning. And then yesterday is your bash on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I looked, and I don't have her number. Donna, if you're still in the chat, do you know what time Debbie is going live? Or Donnell, do you know what time Debbie is going live for her birthday bash for Ankle Effect? Because that's one thing. Like, she didn't have it listed. Oh, but somebody already said it was 3. Okay. Joyce said it was at 3. But is that 3 Mountain Time, or is that 3 Eastern Time, or what time is that? Where can I see the pattern of this quilt? Okay, absolutely. I can probably drop a link here in just a second. It is Star Systems by Elizabeth Hartman. And it is the color wheel quilt pattern, but if you just go Star Systems, it will be available. You can get it on Amazon, but it is actually cheaper to get it through Elizabeth Hartman directly. Eastern? 3 Eastern? Okay. All right. So, yeah, that'll put it at about 1 o'clock our time. You know, let me go grab that while I am thinking about it. Let me go grab the link because it is in one of my previous videos. Can't see? Okay. All right. I will grab the link for it. That way you can copy and paste that or just click it. And let's see. And there we go. There's my video. Yes, I want to leave YouTube. Goodness. All right. Copy and come back over here. And we are going to paste. And there we go. All right. So that is a link to the Elizabeth Hartman pattern. Is it can't see this or can't see the pattern? Ian is going live in 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, if you want to jump over to his channel, I completely understand. I'm going to go ahead and still hang out. Just because I'm going to work on getting stuff done. And that is literally what this is. It's just getting stuff done. I may go, hop in his chat and say hi from from the wild, wild west of Wyoming. I'm definitely going to have to work on the lighting situation for why this is doing what it's doing. All right, so the others I have put the white strip on. This one I am putting the flying goose strip on. I'll watch Ian's replay. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet, Joyce. Thank you. You don't have to. You don't have to be mean. But thank you. Oh, you know what? Now I know why you can't see it. Thanks. It went to see. It is like a rainbow. It is. I was sitting here showing things to this camera and not realizing you guys could not see it. That is the 2-button thing that I've got to work on. All right, so the Star Systems, yeah, this is... And you can choose your own colors. I mean, they listed as a color wheel pattern, but, I didn't use the exact color she used. I did not use them. And, I know we've got to figure something out about all this extra. Oh, there we go. Something right there would do it. Okay. I will figure out something that won't hurt my machine. He's just going to show QuiltCon stuff? Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be a good replay. Just put that on the big TV while I eat dinner tonight. Well, hubby might be... Well, no, he might not be home. I don't know. So, today is the last day of the theater play that he has been an assistant director for. And they have had 5 nights or 5 performances, and they have had 5 standing ovations. So it has been a very, very good performance run. And so today is the last day, and in the theater world, after a play is run, like at the last performance, they go ahead and strike. I would put purple in the middle to make a real rainbow. Well, I've actually got purple. So I am doing pink, red, orange, yellow, green, teal, blue, purple, and then teal's going to be, and gray is going to be in the center still. So I am doing the gray in the center. But I didn't find, like, she's got more colors of, more colors of blue in there. And I couldn't. I couldn't. And this is what I could find at Joann's when I went looking. Yes, I'm so proud of him. That has been awesome. You'll still watch replay. Okay. And feel free to watch replay on anything that I've got too. I don't mind. Yeah, I giggle. I'm sorry. Especially when I'm tired, I giggle. So, I know that these pieces are supposed to be a certain size, but they are just not lining up quite the way I expected them to. So I think what I'm going to do is make sure that they all were the correct size when I do the next round. All right, so we are going to just trim these apart. And then we are going to press everything. So I'll bring you guys over the ironing board while I press. Not that you guys haven't seen everything pressed before, but we're going to do it again. All right. Hey, and I actually hit the second button this time. Is it bad that I keep forgetting? All right, so I'm going to look real quick and see if it has any pressing directions for which way these are supposed to press. And it does not look like it. It does not look like there are any pressing directions. So I am not going to worry about it. All right. So I'm going to set that aside. All right, so can't do orange and can't do blue. But when I finish this pink block, what colorway do you guys want me to work on? I've got yellow, I've got red, yellow, green, teal, purple, and gray. So what colorway do you guys want to see? I put the replays when I'm on bed and let it run in the background as I suffer from tinnitus and need background noise to mute the ringing. I completely understand. I've had a lot of tinnitus lately. I think the meds I'm on is bringing it out. Me too, Joyce. I already have my fabrics picked for showering stars. Thanks for the replays. Awesome. Oh, thankful for the replays. Okay. Yeah. The replays are a lot of fun. Before I started my channel, when I was like late at night, Tiffany does not do her Insomniac videos anymore, but oh, I loved her Insomniac series. That was what I watched. I watched Insomniac before anything else. And I would do that. I would do the Insomniac if it didn't wake my husband up. Because it would disturb him. So he'd realize I'm not in bed and not quiet, and it would keep him from sleeping. So can't do that right now anyway. And then if I wake up early in the morning, then the dog is like all about getting up and playing first thing in the morning, well before my husband is ready to be up. And he will try to wake him up. And I've tried closing the door. You know, I've tried everything. And it does not work. All right. So we have them all pressed. They're all nice and pretty. All right. So we are going to, tinnitus my whole life is frustrating. Yes. Yes, it is. My husband has it from his military service. And it has definitely proven to be difficult. Proven to be very, very difficult. Get it checked. Is it can be cured when caught in an early stage? Mine's too late. Yeah. I think my side effect list even says tinnitus as a side effect. But I will get it checked and see. Thank you for the suggestion. I just don't know if they're going to do anything about it or not. All right, so I could put these long pieces on opposite sides of these, but I don't think I'm going to bother. I'm just going to put them all on the same side. And so that's what I'm going to be sewing. I'm going to be sewing these long pieces here to the star units with the little white pieces on top. All right. I have got to work on that camera, you guys. I've got to work on it. All right. So, got my long pieces, set them off to the side, and grab this. And let's add a strip here. And I am not as worried as I was originally, because if you look here, it does not match. So let me make sure in my cutting instructions that I've cut everything correctly. I'm going to double check that real quick. All right, so this is piece G, and it should be that size. And it is long enough, and it is wide enough, so that is the correct size. This shorter piece was piece D, and it is supposed to be that long, and it is. My star is just a little oversized, and I did not fix my star being oversized. My star is only oversized by like 1/8 of an inch, if that. So they are the correct sizes. So I don't know why. Let's see, this is supposed to be, so that makes it that 2.5. I don't know, actually 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So, yeah, that should be the right length, but it's not. So I don't know. I guess let me check my 1/4 inch real quick. Let's see if that's what's. Okay, I'm using the scant 1/4. Maybe she was using a full 1/4. Some people go crazy with tennis. I do not blame them one bit. It is crazy inducing. So these should come out the same size, but it is quite clearly 1/4 of an inch off. So I'm just not going to worry about it. The outside edges where these two pieces meet is going to have a triangle that's going to come across it. Yeah, the only problem is, Giovanna, I'd have to cut a smidgen for every single piece, and there's a lot of pieces by the time it's all said and done. I think this long piece I had to cut, let me see how many they had me cut. We are looking at, for each block, there was 4 of them. So for the entire, let's see, the white and light. All right, 36 pieces. So I cut 72 of these pieces. So I would have to cut 72 pieces to add to it. But here's why I'm not worried about it. Let me see. So if you look up here, all of these star systems are going to have a triangle piece that is going to cut all the way down to the star. So this entire piece, like, it will meet right here, like at that 1/4 inch point, but all of this out here will be cut off. So I'm not worried about it. But I'm not worried about fixing it either right now. So like if I end up with a smidgen off on the outside corners, You know, as long as the inside looks fine, I'm going to leave it. Yeah, there's a lot left to go. I have, so once, goodness, the brightness. I am so sorry, you guys. I do not know why the camera is not cooperating. Maybe it's because I have my blinds open on my window and it's bright outside. We're going to go with that excuse because I don't know. But once I get done with these, I still have pink squares left over that are going to be the outside pieces. And they are cut the size of the big center pieces, which is also the same size as the stars. And the cutting on this was actually fairly simple and straightforward. It was just a lot of pieces. And because I'm doing double, it was even more pieces. So, like the pattern said, I had to cut 36 of these pieces, and I cut 72. So, I mean, I had a lot of extra cutting. The one good thing is that this white is Kona Snow. So, I can go back and get more Kona Snow if it comes down to it. It's a fabric that I can get from a lot of different sources. I wouldn't necessarily have to go back to the place where I bought the fabric originally. Any place that sells Kona will have Kona Snow. It is that popular of a white. It's kind of like it's not a pure white, it's kind of like a snow. It is a snowy white. Go figure, they named it Snow. Alright, so that gets these 4 done. Alright, you've been giving your sewing machine a workout too? Oh yes, I have. She gets a lot of workout and she gets a little bit of downtime. Just a little bit. When I go to sewing days. Because this is Beauty. I take Ricky with me to go sew. And I know you guys can't see it. Let me see if I zoom out if you can see it. Okay, and let's see if I can, nope, I can't move over. Alright, so we're going to do it manually. Trying not to make you guys sick, I promise. You see these knobs right here? These are the first things that will break on the machines that have them. Whether it's Bernina or any other brand, these are the first things to break. So you have to shelter these when you are traveling with it. So this is not my travel machine for that reason. I would never want to travel with this unless I just have no other option. It is just, the knobs are fragile. That's the only part that's fragile on this machine. Alright, we're going to go over to the ironing board just for a minute while I get these pressed so you guys aren't left out in the cold. Well, I mean, yeah, it's cold outside. It's 33 outside. Wouldn't want to leave you guys out in the cold. So, I'm going to show you on this camera as well. If you can see, it is definitely off. So my star has more fabric than the outside piece. And that is the case on every last one of these. But there's going to be a triangle coming across here. And that's going to cut that off. So they want you to use this piece plus the half square triangle that's formed when you put that triangle piece on there. They want you to use that on the back. I may be using that on the front along with all of my other half square triangles. And I will have a picture to show you guys on Tuesday. So I've got that bucket that I have been putting all my half square triangles in as I've pressed them. And I did it myself. I can't blame anyone else. I kicked the bucket. Play on words, but I did literally kick the bucket. And I dumped out a good selection of my half square triangles. All of those tiny, tiny ones from making these small flying geese. and all the bigger ones from making the bigger flying geese. All right, so we are going to go back over to the cutting table again. And I'm going to try not to bump the table. Let me get off of my iron cord because my dog is laying on it. And all right, so we're going to move this out of the way. All right, so there is one piece. And so it's got its outer pieces here. And we are going to pair that with the flying geese unit. So that's going to offset that star. The only good thing about me knocking it over was that I have been running the Roomba like crazy, so I didn't have any stray dog hair hanging around. All right, so all three of these stars are different, and that is what I want. Okay, so my next row is going to be not that star. We're going to use the other one. So we're going to have that star, that centerpiece, and the other one just like that. So we're going to have that one. And that's what's going to do our centerpiece. So I'm going to copy this star. I know it's off camera, so I do apologize. I am going to copy it over here. We're going to copy that, and we're going to copy this one from up there. So that's going to give us our entire block. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set my pieces on top of each other because this is a very small camera angle. So I'm going to take it back to the sewing machine. Hope I didn't miss anything. Nephew came to till garden. I'm not able anymore. I'm glad he came to do that for you. I could not do it. When I do a garden, I do like right now I've been doing raised garden. My last garden before I moved, it was 18 inches deep, or 18 inches like from front to back, and it was about 12 inches tall, and it was 8 feet long. It was 8 feet long. So my first year, I grew cucumbers, I had morning glories, and there's something that blooms at night. It's a morning glory type plant. You know how morning glories open in the morning? This one opens in the late afternoon. And I cannot, for the life of me, think of what they were. I still probably have the seed packet, so I can probably go look. I won't be growing them again, but I grew those when I lived in Alabama. That was my last garden there. My last year I did chocolate cherry sunflowers. I fell in love with them and had to have them. All right, so we are going to start assembling our block. We're going to make sure I just keep everything in some kind of order. Yeah, I think if I had a big garden at all, I would have to pay somebody to come till the garden. I don't have any nephews to come till the garden. My closest nephew is 6 hours away, 8 hours away, something like that. A long driving distance away. I would not get that lucky. All right, so we are going to put that with this. Love raised bed gardening, yes. Raised bed gardening is definitely worth trying if you have the option to do it. I really found it rewarding because then I could just go and sit in a chair and sit out at the garden, and I didn't have to do as much bending over. I mean, there were still times that I had to get on the ground, but I, of course, put a pad down or something like that, so I wasn't sitting on hard ground. But I definitely couldn't do it anymore. So, raised bed is the way to go if you can. If you can. I have a friend that I've known probably a good 10 years, I want to say. Don't quote me on how long I've known her, but I've known her a long while. I think maybe I worked with her back in 2011, something like that. And she is one of those very salt of the earth, she's always had a passion for gardening. And she and her husband now run their own farm and garden center in Alabama, in the Mobile area. It's not Mobile, but it is Baldwin County, and they are very successful at it. Just the sweetest lady. Moonflower, it doesn't sound familiar. Moonflower does not sound familiar. It might be it. It just doesn't sound familiar. I will get into my seed thing, or my seed box, probably this week, and just go take a look and see what I've got. I'm not planting anything this year because we are expecting to move. We are going to stay in Casper, but the apartment that we're living in is just way overpriced for the value, and we really need a little bit more room than what we have. Like my fabric storage is in an outdoor storage closet right now. Now it's protected from the elements. Like there's no rain that's going to hit the door or anything like that. So it's not like a storage shed out in the yard. But it is. I say it is a sister to Morning Glory. So it might be the Moonflower. I don't know what it was called though, but it just doesn't sound familiar. I will have to look. But it definitely had that. It was the afternoon blooming flower. But what I didn't know when I planted, I knew morning glories were not safe for dogs. And of course, I've got a dog. So I made sure that when I planted the morning glories that I planted them up out of the way where he could not easily get to them. And I taught him that the garden area was off limits. Like you don't touch anything, you don't sniff around the garden. Like you don't even pay attention that there's a garden there. So I did teach him that. So we managed to keep him away from them. But the following year I decided not to plant them again because it was a lot of hassle. Trying to keep up with them and then making sure I washed my hands before I touched the dog. All of that. Angel trumpet. I don't know. I don't know. I will have to. I know I've got the seed packet for it, or I better. I really need to get better about writing down the names of everything. I managed to grow watermelon, I grew cantaloupe, I grew asparagus. What else did I grow? I grew a ton of zinnias. And then there was some kind of tropical plant that I'd seen in Florida, and we managed to grow it too. I just don't remember what. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to finger press. I'm not going to bother with pressing. But all my seams in the center can go towards the center blank square. So my seams on the outer will go out towards the outer stars. So I am just going to, and it is web pieced, so it's all together. It's about the same size as the Morning Glory. And I want to say it was about the same colors too. Like it was not, I mean, if you didn't know that it wasn't going to bloom in the morning, you'd think it was a dead morning glory. And then in the afternoon, you'd come out and all the morning glories would be closed and these would be open. I mean, the vines looked almost identical on both plants. I mean, my husband could not tell them apart. I could because I was the one who planted them and worked with them all the time. But he couldn't tell the difference. Now, zinnias really grew well. And I actually planted some zinnias here in a pot on the patio or on the balcony. And they did okay. But they sold zinnia seeds here. That's why I was willing to give it a try and see if they would grow here. So, I wish I could grow this year, but I don't want to grow. I don't want to get busy growing something and then have to move it. It might. It wasn't. I don't think it was in the poppy family. I do have some California poppies I wanted to grow, but I didn't plant them. So I still have the seeds for them. I think as soon as this live is over, that's exactly where I'm going to go. Is go pull those seeds out and try to figure out what the heck it was I planted. And I mean, I made lists. I kept good records. It's just I didn't keep good records in my brain. I think as soon as I see the name, it's just going to be like, oh yeah, duh. It's going to be one of those kinds of moments. Chili plant. Oh, I did grow chilies too. It's around 10 to 12 years old, and its mom lived up to 25. It's in a pot that I put in and out of the apartment from winter to spring. Oh, wow. I did try to grow chilies. So I am not a jalapeno person, but jalapenos were the ones I tried to grow. But I grew the natapenos, the ones that don't have any heat to them. And they really turned out kind of good. I did try to grow tomatoes. My husband loves tomatoes. He is a tomato fanatic. But of course, he was so picky because the tomatoes from the garden didn't look like the ones at the store. Yeah, my husband is a picky eater. So I think he ate like a couple of the tomatoes that I grew. But, not having had grown them many years in a row, I can understand his skepticism. He did eat some of the cucumbers I grew. But I cannot stand cucumbers. I hate cucumbers. I hate them. I mean, I didn't hate them this bad when I was growing up, but I hate them. Like, I can't. If he has a cucumbers on his salad, I have to leave the room. Or if he gets a salad at like a restaurant or whatever, I know that he's got cucumbers. Mine are those tiny ones that come from Africa. Okay. Awesome. And your nephew moves the plant pots for you too? That is awesome. Yeah, I couldn't. Or is he moving his own? I think my biggest fear with moving pots from outdoors back to indoors is that I'm worried about bugs. I'm so worried about bugs. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be, but I'm nervous about that. And in Alabama, it didn't really get cold enough to move things significantly, or not where I was when I was trying to grow. If I'd still lived in North Alabama, then I would have had to move things more. You don't like cucumbers either? Yeah. I cannot handle the smell of them. And, what is it? Eggplant has that same cucumbery smell. All right, I'm going to press her, and then we're going to see. All right, so you guys need to start telling me which colorway you want me to work on. What color you want to see next? We've got red, yellow, green, teal, purple, and gray that I can work on. Those are the ones I can work on. Because then I don't have to go cutting more fabric or ripping anything or anything like that. But I didn't press those seams. So I guess I need to press those seams while I'm at it. Oops. That's what I get for sticking, just finger pressing. I check mine for stink bugs only as my daughter's terrified of them. I know of a lady, and I cannot smell stink bugs. Like, you crush them or whatever, and people say that they can smell them, and that's how they got their name. I cannot smell them. Do I like pickles? I do. I do like pickles. I can't eat them very often, but I do like them. That's so cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not a big fan of dill, but I do like sweet relish. And I will do like sandwich pickles, things like that. And there is a thing called wickles. If you have not heard of wickles, they are super thick cut pickles they're steeped in a different spice set. So they're kind of like a spicy pickle. And they are really good as like something you would do on a charcuterie board. And if you stack it with cooked sausage, oh, poor baby, you had to move. You were on my ironing board cord. Imagine that. My dog is laying on the iron cord, guys. He is determined. He is so determined. That is how he is going to stay close to Mama today, is to lay on my ironing board iron cord. All right. I will probably come back and give this an even better press later. I am putting a lot of steam into it. But when you've got a point from a flying goose unit coming up and meeting flat fabric, it is really hard for that flying goose unit to want to stay pressed down without starch. I mean, it can be done, but it definitely needs steam and or starch to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to just repress this later. All right. It's to stop you from sewing. I guess. I mean, he doesn't mind me sewing. He just wants to be right there. So he is literally right down here behind me. I can scoot back probably about 2 feet, and that's it. He is in that he's up against the wall. All right, so here is block 2. And yeah, it is definitely not pressed very well. I've got a giant crease. All right, you guys haven't told me what color you want to see. There's always going to be surprises with every color. All right, so these center ones, so this and that is how it's supposed to be. Like having the center star, having them across from each other. And this is how I did my first one. So it's there and there and there and there versus being here and here and here and here. So I'll have to fix the one, but the second one is the way it's supposed to be. So that is the actual layout that we were going for. And they are in the correct order. All right, so what colors? All right, so we've got yellow. We have got red. We have got purple. We have got gray. and we have got green, and we have got teal. So I'm going to bring you guys over real quick so you can kind of see just these up close. Yep. Second button. Got to remember second button. All right, so this is one of the purples. There's 6 colors in all of these. So there's purple. So we got 1 vote for yellow. All right, there's green. There's one of the greens. Remember, there's all kinds of different fabrics in each of these. This is one of the grays. You love yellow? Okay, awesome. There's purple. Again. Okay, so I picked up 2 purples. There's one of my teals. There's one of my reds. It's not a very dark red, but it is a red. And so here is one of the yellows. I do not know why it does not want to focus. There's one of my yellows. All right, so we got 2 votes for yellow and 1 vote for teal so far. All right. I'll start pulling those as the primaries. The primary front runners. Let's see. Where's the rest of my teal? And this is a teal big flying goose, yellow and purple. Okay. Awesome. And then this is my yellow big flying goose. Everybody seems to like the yellow, so I guess I am doing yellow today, so we're going to do yellow. Because yellow, I struggle with yellow. Yellow is not my favorite color. So getting it done with you guys on here will actually help me. All right, and so these are 2 other flying geese units. So this is, let's see if it'll focus. Will it focus? Ah, come on. Yay, there we go. All right, so it's got little bitty little specks of leaves in it. And this one is straight lines. And this one is kind of a mottled. That's what that one is. And this is the most weird yellow in the world, but it's got all these little dots and circles on it. So those are my small flying geese, so we'll go with that. We will go with yellow. No problem. No problem. All right, let me grab my extra pieces, my extra white pieces from the snow. And let me also grab my center pieces. All right, from having done this before, I know a little bit about what's going to come up. So this is going to be my background for the center star. But I have all of these others, so all those prints that you just saw in the small pieces, I have in big pieces. So these are going to be the outer star pieces and outer triangles and things like that. So that is what all of these are going to go. Yellow is under it. I do agree. I will say this, and you guys will hear it first from me. Although I'm not a huge fan of yellow at all, you can't get me to like yellow. If you don't have yellow, the other colors don't pop. So having yellow means that the other colors pop. All right, so, and these, all 4 of these fabrics are also the same as what you've already just seen. These are just bigger squares. These are for the small flying geese units. So the big star doesn't get assembled until we are putting everything together. So I'm going to set it off to the side. And we are going to take a peek real quick at the order so I don't screw these up. All right, 4 and 3 match together. All right, so here is a 3, and here is a 4. So I'm going to put 5 and 6 off to the side, and there's 6 and 5 off to the side. All right, so what's going to happen is my 4 units, my center pieces, will go with my 3 unit outer pieces. And my 4 unit outer pieces go with my 3 unit inner pieces. And these go together just like a 9 patch. That's all they do. And I've got all of my little outside white Kona squares. So that's what we are going to assemble. It is a pastel yellow. With black, yellow definitely does pop. You're right. I've got a friend at one of my groups that she absolutely loves bees. Her name is actually Bee. It's spelled B-E-A. But everything she gets has a bee on it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip my big square piece to one of my flying geese so I know what they're going to be. Glenda says, I love the way you're so organized. It's called trial and error. I have messed up so many times. This is how I fix being messed up all the time. All right. I am so sorry about this extra light. If I could run my machine without the light on, that would be perfect. You know what? Let me see if if I can change my light setting. There's my welcome screen. That's just my sound. Oh, there's my light. Okay, that's my screen. Oh, there we go. I can sew without it. You guys, I've just found the solution. I can sew without that light. I don't need it. All right, so this is how my unit is going to lay out. And if it is not clear at any time, just let me know. I am going to zoom in now that you guys aren't going to be blinded. That was just crazy. I love my machine that it gives me the option, though. I just didn't know I had the option. Not until I got so frustrated with it, I had to look. All right. So that is 1 9 patch unit. Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to do these 3 pieces, and I'm going to set these aside. And I'm going to do the next set, and the next set, and the next set. So they're all going to be in line, and I don't have to take anything apart. So I'm going to move this out of my way. And this just tells me which one it goes to. So if I want to technically match it to where Elizabeth Hartman said it goes, then I can do that. So my pieces off to the side, I'm just putting a square, my flying goose in a square. So, and I'm going to feed these through the machine the same way I want them to feed through the second time. So, this is so weird. I've never tried to operate my machine without the light. But I'm glad that you guys can see it. Oh, the little things that make our world run, you know? It is such an amazing feature. All right. And much better. Yes, yes. I mean, my husband was complaining about it. And my husband doesn't sew. He's like, it's just a white blur. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I haven't figured out how to fix it yet. All right. So we've got the 1. So I'm going to go ahead and set my flying goose and my squares. I dropped some squares just then. And we are going to turn our unit correctly. And we are going to grab all the pieces we need. And I'm going to put these extra whites off to the side. I may not need as many as I thought. I just grabbed a whole stack. I'm allowed to. Be right back. All right, that's not a problem, Giovanna. I will probably still be working on this when you come back. All right, so we're just going to continue to feed through. And normally, if I was just doing the normal size, this would be the second of 4 total that I'd be doing. However, because I'm doing double size, I am doing 8 total. I'm doing 4 of each color. So that way I can make 2 blocks. So you guys will see me make all of them at the same time. There's no sense in setting this all off to the side and doing it later. All right, so we're going to do a square, flying goose. Let me turn it the opposite way so I don't attach it wrong later. Flying square. All right. And so these will be the mirror image mirror image stars. So I'll have this set that is going to be facing this direction, or that will be these colors, and then I'll have a mirror image set that will be just the same, but it will be the opposite colors. And I'm going to have to take a sip of my drink here in just a minute. My throat is really dry. Not that that's anything abnormal. If I do not see the announcement when Ian goes live, you guys, let me know. Definitely let me know. And same with Debbie with In Quilt Fact. If I do not see her go live, let me know. Because I will definitely, I will put my phone on their channel so they will get the watch time from me, even if I'm not sitting there actually watching them. All right. And there's that one. Now I just have to fix the camera doing the autofocus thing and going in and out like it is. I know why it's doing it, but I have to fix it. We'll definitely have to fix it. Oh, you know what? There we go. Maybe a little extra light from that will help, since I don't have a machine light. There we go. Nope, doesn't help with the autofocus. Okay. I won't be able to zoom in and zoom out if I set it so it doesn't autofocus. So I don't know if I want to do that or not. Let me see if my remote has any features on it. Nope. Remote does not have a function for that. Okay. Ooh, you know what? Oh, there we go. I can turn the extra light off so it's not hurting my brain and my migraines. And there we go. There we go. So it's a little bit lighter. So that is not the exact color of everything, but it is definitely more the right color. Like, so you guys can see it. All right, so instead of swapping, I am just going to go ahead and Easter is on 31st and Easter Monday is April Fool. Oh, that is funny. You're right, it is. Oh my goodness. I had not even thought about that. I'm going to have to bring that up to my husband. He will find it hilarious. I may actually have somewhere I'm going that weekend. I don't know yet. But I won't know until closer to time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lay out my first of the alternate star units. And these are going to have the darker interior versus the darker flying geese. And it's going to have the very pastel yellow on the outside. All right, so there we go. So we're going to do the same thing as before. We're just going to keep stacking up. I do not care that it's, going in whatever order. It will work. And we are just going to sew through, and then I will grab the other two colors, and we will do the same. So we will have 16 stars instead of the only necessary number of stars. Or no, we'll have more than 16 because it's 8 stars per. Oh yeah, so it is 16. Okay. My brain and math today. So I will actually so we've got a lot of holidays coming up. We've got St. Patty's Day coming up. And the day before St. Patty's Day is on the 17th, which is a Sunday. And the day before, I will be on Sean's channel, the guy who sews. I will be on his channel, getting to do a Saturday morning live chat. Don't expect me to word. I don't know that I will be able to word that early in the morning, because although it's only 8 a.m. his time, it is 6 a.m. mine. And 6 a.m., hello Tammy and all, I'll be listening driving home from errands. Not a problem, Chloe. I will be live for a while, so I might still be live when you get home. I'm working on more of the Elizabeth Hartman quilts. We are putting the prismatic star in timeout until I don't have to rip as much. So, but I'm glad to have you here. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to comment. But definitely be safe driving. Definitely be safe. No having blue and red flashy lights behind you for any reason whatsoever. It's not a pleasant day. There's a joke, that goes around. There's these, people that will stop your heart and make it race and give you an adrenaline high and all of this while you're driving, and those people are called cops. They have a wonderful job to do, and it is a very hard job. But there is nothing like having a police officer pull up behind you and you wondering what you did or if you did something to attract their attention. That is a feeling I do not enjoy. I earned my first speeding ticket fair and square. And I don't think I've ever I did get a second speeding ticket. But my first speeding ticket, I was in my mom's car and I was 16. So a teenage girl driving around and speeding just a little bit is going to attract a cop's attention. And I attracted a cop's attention and I called my mom. And I was bawling and telling her she needed to come pick me up because I didn't deserve to drive. I was so mortified of getting my first speeding ticket. And the only other one I got, this is the reason I will never own another red vehicle. The only other one that I've ever gotten, but I've gotten pulled over a lot of times, but not gotten speeding tickets. The only other times that I've gotten pulled over have been in this red car that I had. It wasn't a sports car. It was, a rinky-dinky car, but it was red and it attracted attention. So all of my cars since have been blue, gray, black, something along those lines. I had to get a red rental car the last time I got a rental. Oh, I was almost in tears because I was going to have to drive a red vehicle. And all I could think of was all the times I got pulled over when I owned a red vehicle. And I don't drive any differently. Just, red attracts attention apparently. Not saying nobody else should own a red vehicle. It's just my luck with red. And red is not my favorite color, but I had a red car. I had a red bicycle at the time, and I was carrying it places and going biking with friends. and I had a cell phone that was also red. Like, literally, I could not get away from the color red for a period of about 2 or 3 years. And it drove me crazy. All right, so this is B5, which matches C5 color-wise. So B5 goes with C6, and B6 will go with C5. So we're going to go ahead and get these pulled in as well. And get my extra clips out of the way. I'm just going to hang that over there. Debbie goes live in 30 minutes. Okay, awesome. So you guys, if you do want to go join Debbie's live, I do understand. I'm not going to stop you. I will probably put her on. I don't know how long she's going live. Does anybody know how long she's going live for? Hi, it's Kennedy. Thank you. I'm glad you are here. I'm working on Elizabeth Hartman. You missed Prismatic Star yesterday. You missed it. So, do we know how long Debbie's going to be live? Because, I mean, I could stop and just, take a break or whatever while she's live and then come back. But I don't know if that's... Do you guys want me to do that, or do you guys want me to just keep going and keep hanging out? Because I'm game either way. Because I tried to get her attention, but I don't have her number yet. I didn't ask her for it. Linda, you're so sweet. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's Kennedy. You know me so well. It's Kennedy, and I have had many, many discussions about my distaste for the color yellow. Now, I figured this was the easiest way to get the yellow done. Everybody kept suggesting I should do yellow, so I'm doing yellow. They want to see yellow, so I'm doing yellow and getting it done while I have company. It's Kennedy, and I have had multiple discussions about yellow. And how much it is not in my stash. I mean, I made the decision to do yellow, so that's on me. But I had to go buy yellow because I had no yellow. And then, of course, for this, I had to buy 6 colors of yellow. Now, if when you're doing this, it does go awesome with purple, like, yeah, you're right. But then it kind of looks like LSU colors. And my husband and I are not LSU fans. We are not LSU fans at all. Even though he lived in New Orleans. He's New Orleans Saints. You went to go check the notification? Okay. You know what? Let me pull on my phone real quick. That way my phone will play her video. Yeah, I see the notification. There we go. Sunday, fun day, birthday, 2 waiting. Of course, I'm one of them. Let's see. If I can type, I'm going to tell her happy birthday real quick. And let me make sure I don't. Okay, it begins in 24 minutes. Okay, gotcha. I will go to her live with my other phone, so if you want, I can sit here as well. Either way, absolutely. I mean, I can go either way. Yellow and red are not my favorites. Yeah, they're not mine either. I mean, I have to be in the mood, and I have to find the right shade of red to be able to wear red, and same with yellow. I cannot wear yellow. Well, it's Kennedy. You're able to wear all of these colors. Everybody, it's Kennedy can pull off wearing any color of the rainbow. Like, you find something that has whatever color, she can pull it off. She's got the skin tone that's perfect for it. I do not have that. Certain shades of red make me look olive toned. Yellow makes me look jaundiced. And I also there's some greens I can't wear either. I just don't own them because I don't wear them well. Like I can do an olive green and I can do like some greens, but I can't do like super bright greens. Like they just do not wear well for me. And amazingly enough, I have got me on iPad and laptop, so you can watch Debbie on iPad and you on laptop. Okay, that works. But you only ever wear gray. Well, you see what I'm wearing today. I am wearing gray. Now, my sweatshirt that I'm wearing has peach, yellow, orange, and teal on it. So in this instance, I can wear those colors, but the majority of my sweatshirt is gray, and that's why I can get away with it. Otherwise, like if you find a yellow blouse, I cannot wear it. My mom can pull off yellow. Like my mom, she can pull off some of the really, really distinctive colors like yellows and reds. And she can wear them. I mean, she looks good in them. I do not have the skin tone for that. It is just not my skin tone. All right. We got 6. We got 4 more to go. Whatever you do, you're good with me. Awesome. Thank you, Glenda. I appreciate it. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, go win something. If she's doing giveaways, go win something for me. I can't win anything no matter what I try. So go win something for me. That's what we'll do. I'll come hang out here, but you tell me if you win something. Because you know what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be working on this. I'm going to get this done either way. I think I'm just going to go ahead and at least finish the yellow before I call it a day. And that may be all I do today. I don't know. Or at least all I do on live today. I have got some off-camera stuff I need to work on. So that stuff that I'm working on off-camera is quilting and sewing, but it's not things I can show you. It's not things that are ready to be on camera yet. So I do have to get some of that done too. And today would kind of be a good day to do it. So that's what I might work on. And we might be doing Saturday and Sunday sews until I get this Elizabeth Herdman done. Just depending on how I do. Now that I'm not pressing 3,456 flying geese and all the half square triangles with it, I think I'm doing a lot better. So when you're looking at these flying geese that I'm putting together, every last one of these flying geese created 2 half square triangles. And the small flying geese, the ones that you're seeing me work with right now, the half square triangles that I ended up with, I did a 1/8 inch seam. So they came out at 1 1/4 inch, so they'll finish at 3/4 of an inch. I will be watching, but I might go mute, so I can only follow. You and me both, Giovanna. I cannot follow multiple people at the same time either. You are good. It's Kennedy. I love red, but we got a gray truck. Then I bought a gray coat. Then I got a gray purse. One day I realized what I'd done. I was horrified. I had no color of the world. Oh. Well, we have a gray car, and I will tell you, I have nicknamed most of my cars in my life. it took me a while to come up with a nickname for my current car, but she has not done us wrong. So my car's nickname is Gray Goddess, just because I gotta treat her like a goddess and respect her so that she keeps working. I mean, I do my own oil changes and there's a lot of other things I can do for her, but I need her to keep working because we don't have a backup option right now. So my husband got mad at her the other day. I don't remember what it was probably a couple weeks ago now, maybe. But he got mad at her and he was saying something about how we needed to trade her in. I was like, you better be nice to her. And he actually patted the dash and said, it's okay. I love you. I wear gray because of my cats and my late dog. I got in the habit of wearing black because I had a black cat when I was a teenager. And then I got a gray and cream striped cat. It was actually a Siamese with tabby stripes. And so then there was no color that was safe. Like, I couldn't wear black and I couldn't wear white and I couldn't wear gray. There was no options. And then when I got to college, I got a calico. And so she was white with orange and brown. And then I got an orange tabby. And I don't wear orange. So there was just no luck. And my first husband had a black cat as well. So, it was all colors. My first service dog was solid black. So I got away with black then. My current service dog, the guy that's laying behind me right now, he is orange, like rust orange, rust red, whatever you want to call him. He's a red fox lab, so it's a burnt orange color, and I don't wear that color. So I wear a lot of jeans. Mine is Dolly because my husband gave her to me and already given her that name. Yeah, I did not get to name my first cat. My first cat came with the name Sasha. My second cat, I wanted to name him Bear because he was a kitten and he had little I can't talk. His ears looked like they were little teddy bear ears. They were rounded. But Mom wouldn't let me name him Bear. She didn't like the name. So I ended up naming him Oscar. And it kind of fits. It kind of fit him. And my first cat in college came with the name Emily. So I didn't get to name her. Then the second cat that I got, he came with some kind of name, but I don't know what it was. We renamed him to Tiger. Or no, was that Garfield? I think I had Garfield, and then Garfield didn't make the trip from Mississippi to Alabama, and so then I got Tiger. And then all of my dogs until my current one came with their names as well. And so my current dog, his name is Paladin. It's Paladin. And it means guardian or champion of a cause. And that's why I named him that. And he did not come with a name. So I did get to name him. I was very excited that I got to name him. I had a white cat and also a black and white one. And now I have a gray stripe one. So gray does fine. Yes, I imagine gray does do fine with that. All right, so here's the trick. All right, so you guys, I've been stacking this up, but now I would have to reverse my order. That's all you do. Flip your stack over. So now my order's reversed and my pieces are already upside down. I just have to make sure that I put my flying geese on in the right direction. So instead of picking this up and putting it on like it comes, because that would be the wrong direction, I just got to flip it around. And I could flip the whole stack too, and that would solve some of that. But I'm not going to. I'm not worried about it. Now, if I had a stiletto handy, I do have a stiletto, but I don't have it handy. If I had a stiletto handy when I hit that seam in the middle, I wouldn't have to raise my presser foot. So we are going to see. And I do have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I do not know whether or not it's on mute. So I don't know if when Debbie does go live, I don't know whether we're going to hear her booming voice coming across my cell phone. And I'm not going to look right now. She should still have just a little bit longer. If she's going live at 3 her time, that would be in about 15 minutes, 14 minutes, something like that. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. And let me see if I can zoom in enough. Nope, can't zoom in anymore. So my seam right here that is facing my presser foot is getting caught on my presser foot. So I'm having to lift my foot and press the seam down. If I had a stiletto, I would just be using the stiletto to press that down as I go to the presser foot so that I don't have to stop and raise my presser foot. I do have a knee lift for my presser foot on this machine, so it's not that big of a deal, but my hip is hurting, so, you know, if I wanted to save myself that step, that would be how I would do it. So I could take all of these and cut them apart when I get done, but I am going to do what I did to that big star unit just a little while ago with all the pink stars. And I am going to finger press as I go. So you guys are going to get to see how I'm going to do this with all of these still attached. Because I'm not even going to bother taking them apart. I mean, I could. See, my piece is getting stuck, so I am having to lift my presser foot every time I get to these. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. All right, go. So, it's Kennedy. Are you working on anything today? A lot of people are just coming and hanging out. I know Glenda was trimming up. How is that going? If you're still hanging out. And if you're in the chat, if you are interested in the temperature quilt that I am working on in the background and working on designing and everything, if you are interested in sewing that, is that something that you would be sewing on this year, or are you going to wait until January of next year, or are you going to wait for a special occasion to start? Just let me know what you would be doing if you were to participate in making a temperature quilt and following along. And also let me know if you already have an AccuQuilt. If you do not, that's perfectly fine. I do have the permission, so you guys don't have to go buy an AccuQuilt in order to make the quilt. It just makes some of the cutting a lot easier. Finished trimming and sewing them together now. Yay! I am excited to see that come out. Now, did Tiffany do that one in a baby size, or wasn't hers a full size? And then how big is yours going to be? That's so exciting. I cannot wait. And then also, are you going to be adding any borders to it? I'm going to wait until the niece gets me the official colors before I start cutting into what I bought. That way, if I've screwed it up royally, I don't have an extra baby quilt just hanging around. And I can donate the fabric to another project of mine. So I am looking already at also what I'm going to be doing coming up. after this series is done, because this is a series of 3. So I'm doing this Elizabeth Hartman, that super secret project that I've been posting on Facebook about. And I am working on that prismatic star. So once these 3 quilt tops are done, I will be on to the next series. The only thing is I'm adding in that temperature quilt. So like I didn't have enough pressure already, I'm adding a whole bunch more to my plate. But I've already got a couple of things planned. I have a big shot that costs a lot less than AccuQuilt and also cuts the dies with fabric. Okay, awesome. Now, are you able to use the AccuQuilt dies with that, with the big shot? I end up buying the Studio so I can cut any die that they put out. She made 20 blocks. I have 9, and yes, I'll add borders. Awesome. That's a good size. That was 9 blocks for a baby quilt. I think mine's gonna have 12, but it's gonna be like the crib size. And that's what I made for the first baby. Let's see. Yeah, I'm so excited. So excited about that temperature quilt. I just have to get time to work on it, so I think that is what I'm going to do. Yes, you can. Awesome. Well, that works. And that means all I have to do is tell you which die, and you can go get the die if you want to speed up the cutting. That is going to be the one challenge to this quilt, is because it is a shaped quilt. Cutting those shapes may be a challenge for a lot of people. They have the big dies that are practically the same. Okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at any other cutters because I got the Studio, but I got the Studio back before it was popular for anybody to have the Studio. Like I had one friend that had the Go Big that did the electric, but everybody else had just the plain AccuQuilt cutter, the Go cutter. And until I got up here, I didn't really know anybody who had a Go Baby. I have the Go Me, but only have dies for applique. Okay. And that makes sense. I don't cut a lot of shapes that are hard to cut with, like I don't find that squares and rectangles and strips and all that are very hard for me to cut. So I don't worry with getting those kinds of shapes. It's when they're, something that's awkward or, it's easy to mess up, like a diamond shape or it's got curves or something like that. That's when I get the cutters for the pieced shapes. I think I've got like 2 applique dies, and that's it. I've got there's a little miniature ribbon that came out when they were doing the breast cancer awareness ribbon stuff. And I made a breast cancer awareness quilt that was Quilt As You Go with that. And then I hated doing applique stitches. I just couldn't stand it at the time. Like, it was just so boring to me. I get bored easily doing that. And so I had mine several years. Dies are too expensive for me. Yeah. The dies are insanely expensive. I mean, they're well worth it. They last. But I think that's why they're as expensive as they are. Is they want, you're not going to buy the die 3 or 4 times. So you can make, 300 quilts with, the one die. So they're trying to get their money's worth. And I don't blame them. Oh, we're about to start playing thread chicken here soon. My thread spool is getting low. But so I got that ribbon die. And then I've got, I think, stems and leaves. I think those are the only applique ones that I've bothered with getting. I don't like doing applique enough to get more. But for the ribbon, I actually took and drew the ribbon. Like I cut one out and then scanned it in and took it to my embroidery software and drew the ribbon so I could applique the ribbon in the embroidery hoop because there wasn't an embroidery design out for it. And I didn't want to applique how many ever ribbons I was going to do. I think I did 16. I've got a picture of it somewhere. My sister-in-law has that one, and she is a breast cancer survivor. And she also has Freddie, which is the Schnauzer quilt that I paper pieced. We are getting there. My stack is getting really small. Yep, we are getting there. Hang on. Paladin, stop. Thank you. Sorry. My dog likes to be a little OCD. He's just licking his arm just to lick it. I'm about to pick up a ball and throw it. I'm going to get a drink real quick. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We are down to 4 viewers. Of course, Debbie's about to go live, so I don't blame her. I don't blame you. Let's see. There we go. I feel bad because I feel like it's getting quiet. And I know why, but, you know. Oh, well, it happens. Oh, we're down to 3. Oh. YouTube's whittling me away. Oh, well. We're going to still hang out. I'm still going to get this done, and I'm going to pretend that there's people here. But that's okay. I don't mind. Let's see. We are almost at the end of these. So, let's see. Well, I need to get this line. Oh, okay, it is lined up with the yellow, but it is not lined up with the white, but that's okay. I will make that work. All right, last 2 pieces going on, and then I will be able to cut this off the machine and start getting the other sides stitched on. And I will leave it on this camera angle so you can see just how I'm feeding it all in. All right, that's the end of that. All right, so I've got all of these pieces sewn together. So let's do this. And I'm going to leave them attached. And I'm just going to fold over. Heading over to Debbie's Bash, we'll watch your replay. Awesome. Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate it. All right, we are going to finger press, and we are just going to finger press towards the big square and away from the flying geese unit. So this piece will go that way, and down here it will go kind of the same thing. The middle will go in, the outsides will go out. And all I do when I am doing this is I just pull and hold it in place. Okay, finished with dinner, put the cats to bed, and now I can watch and comment on the lives. Awesome. If I could still for longer than a couple minutes, I'd be good, but not happening due to severe back problems. I understand entirely. I know how that can be. There's a lot of days that I can't do it either. There's a lot of days. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave this on the machine, and I'm going to cut where the next piece starts. So we are going to pull the next star, and we are going to do the same thing, and put this in place, and then we'll do the next one. So we'll have 16 of these, and then they will all be chain pieced, and then all I've got to do is flip it around and sew the other ends. So the other flying geese units to the center units. I mean, and if I wanted to take these to the pressing, or take these to the iron and press them in between, I totally could. But I am wanting to get this done, and this is a little bit faster. So we are going to cut the next one. And if I wanted to cut them all apart, I could also do that. She is not... she is no... I don't know what she is no is for. Or is she now live? Is that... Or she is on. Okay, that's probably what it means. She's probably on. Let's see. Let's open my phone. Yeah, it says that it started 2 minutes ago, but it's not showing me. It says 33 watching, started 2 minutes ago. Okay. It says this live event will begin in 0. So I'm assuming if she's not already on, that she will be. There's something moved. Alright. Yep. Alright, so she is live. And I can hear her now. So we're going to turn my volume down. Alright. So she is getting watch hours from me while I am live over here myself. Debbie is a sweetheart. Gotcha, yep. I'm slow. I'm slow on the upkeep. Or the uptake. Mine is like hiccuping on her screen though. Like I don't know if it's probably my phone. That's what I'm gonna assume. Now if she starts talking, you want to chat with her to do it? Oh, if I want to chat with her to do it, yeah. Well, I put in there that, I was going to be live, so she should be able to see that. Well, she might have seen it. She should have seen it before she went on. It was like when she still had like 25 minutes left to go. So, it's okay. Oh, well, my machine thinks I ran out of thread. I didn't. So we are going to turn off my notification. I still have top thread for the moment. But if she puts out any prizes or something, I'm not slow. Yeah, I am. Oh, I am definitely slow. Yeah, if you guys want to put her on and just do captions on my side so you see what I'm saying, if I'm saying something, that's absolutely fine. She's harder to follow in captions. I don't know if she's got captions on or not. Let me see. Let's see if I've got closed captions. Nope, I can't turn closed captions on her. So, can't watch what she says. She talks fast too. She does not talk like a Southerner. She talks fast to me. I talk slow. I definitely talk slow. Even with caffeine, I talk slow. All right. Now, Glenda, on the sitting still for longer than a couple of minutes, I have gone through multiple kinds of chairs, and there are some chairs that I cannot sit in for more than 10 minutes before I have to get up and move because they literally hurt that bad. And then there's some chairs, like this chair that I'm in, that I can sit in for hours. It does come down to the makeup of the chair too. This one has a mesh back and a mesh bottom, and so that helps me too. If you want to watch Debbie, we are okay with it. I know. My phone's just timing out again too. So, I mean, it's her video crashed. It's okay. We'll hang out. His closing and reopening live, yeah. Was she having streaming problems? Is that what the deal was as to why she was closing and reopening? That go live button, that invites all kinds of problems. Alright, I see the new one. Nope, that video's been removed. Alright. Where's my thread? Are you serious? No, it's fine. Okay. I thought my thread was tangled. Video problems? Okay. Yeah. That happens. That happened in my first live. I had it scheduled and then went to go live and it didn't want to work. It did not want to go live. Well, what I may do is, to make everybody's lives a little bit simpler and less confusing, is she disappeared and Ian popped up. Yeah. I don't know how Ian would feel about that phrasing, but that's funny. That's funny. I know he shared some photos of some of the quilts at QuiltCon, and there's definitely some of them that they're conversation pieces, but I definitely couldn't make them myself. Like they're not in my purview. Alright, I just got another notification. Let's see if that's her. Let's see if that one is live or not. Okay, now she's sideways. Debbie is sideways, you guys. It's funny. Yeah. She goes live in some vertical viewing, yeah. That would be very disturbing if it was on my TV. That would be very, very hard to watch. Debbie floating out of the side of my TV. I'm definitely a lot quieter than Debbie. Debbie can get loud. Debbie's a loud child in the group. She's a sweetheart, though. She really is. I have met her on Zoom. There she goes. Now she's right side up. Yeah, so once I get through sewing these, I will go ahead and call it quits, probably. If you guys want me to. That way everybody can go join Debbie's channel completely and not be torn between the two of us. Oh, she's gone again. Oh, okay, we'll wait until she's got it set, and then we'll break to go catch up with her. All right, we are getting there, though. Don't have that many more left to go. All right. So again, what I'm doing is I am just nesting these seams by hand, and I'm not worried about doing necessarily a good finger pressing. I am just holding it in place and letting the machine do the work for me. So as it goes under the needle and under the presser foot, it's going to hold it in place. My phone just said it skipped one or more videos. Okay. And I don't know why. Alright, we are on our last set, you guys. This is the last set. Yeah, Debbie disappeared again and Fallon popped up. Yep, same here. And then Fallon disappeared, and I've got Shannon from Slay Arts doing the podcast day, episode number 35 from 3 days ago. Oh, goodness. I feel bad because, Debbie was so excited about her birthday thing, and then she's having problems. I feel so bad for her because that's a rough feeling. And none of the other notifications that I've got are for her. Yeah. So yeah, I will hang on until Debbie's got it situated and stays on for more than 5 minutes. We'll go with that. I don't want to leave you guys hanging with nothing to hang on to, nothing to watch, nothing to do. I got furniture makeovers popping up. Oh gosh. Now we know what you watch. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think one of the first times that I had a creator disappear in mid live, I got these lawnmower videos where they were remaking somebody's yard, and I got captivated, y'all. I sat and watched. a 35-minute video of somebody mowing people's grass. A lot of creators are having problems lately. Yeah. And I don't know the reason that people are having problems. I don't know if it's because, I know Donnell hasn't been going live because she's been under the weather, but I don't know if some of these other creators are having problems because they are getting like kind of comfortable in, well, I've done things this way every time and it's worked, and they don't think they've got to, double check everything every time. Maybe, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That's the only thing I can come up with, is that maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. I don't know if that's what the issue, or she's back. Okay. Let me see if I've got a notification for her. Oh, there we go. In quilt effect. 1:15. All right. She is back. I see her. And now it was like it paused and refreshed. Somebody said she is pushy. Probably talking about her daughter. All right. And maybe she's not going to move the camera a whole lot, so it probably will stay put. So we shall see. That'll probably give me enough time to get through this other side. And if she's still alive by the time I get through this other side, we'll all break and I'll go over and watch her too. Now it is perfect. Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm. Alright, so we are to the end. So, I could pull this all the way up and go back and flip. I could hold these flying geese open and flip this over. But that's not what I'm going to do. I am going to start back where I am right now. Just pull all these around to me. And I am going to leave my big piece on bottom and flip my flying geese over. So I'm going to sew from the bottom of my stack all the way back to the top of my stack. And then once I get through this entire row, I will have all my small flying geese, or all my small stars, sewn. And let me re-thread the machine. And then all I've got to do is cut them apart, press them, and then I can start assembling my yellow units. And I will have my yellow star systems assembled. A lot of giveaways. I kind of figured she would be. I see you told her that you would go and watch later, Giovanna. All right. Either way, I don't care. And Jean is having problems with her internet today. I just put over it in her chat so she'll see it, that I'm going to end my live soon. So you guys will see that pop up over on her side as well. Y'all let me know if she saw it, because I can't hear her. I didn't set it up so I can hear her. Ah, there's Joyce over there too. Hi. And if I run out of thread, I'll stop before I get done. So let's see. Looking good. Thank you, Chloe. I appreciate it. If you want, I will be here. I understand. I appreciate it, Giovanna. I don't want to take away from Debbie, though, too, because, you know, birthday celebration is a big deal, and if she's doing giveaways, I don't want anybody to miss a giveaway because they were hanging out with me. And that's not fair. I never win anything, so y'all go win something for me. Oh. Y'all are so sweet for being here. I appreciate it. So, Chloe, I don't know how much you missed. Debbie is going live over at Quilt Fact, and she is live, and her feed has actually stayed this time. Like, she was having a little bit of trouble getting going today. But we are, once I get through sewing this row, I'm going to call it for my live, and I'm going to go over and hang out and go watch. So hear what that sounded for both of you. You're so sweet. I don't know how anybody can hear over Debbie. I can't hear over Debbie. And I am fudging these in a little bit. So, let's see, there we go. Let me make sure my stitches are stitching right. Yep, they're stitching fine. It's just my thread is being really picky. Let's see. You ladies are so sweet. I appreciate it. I may end up going live again later, or I may just be working on getting stuff done off camera. Stuff I can't work on camera later. So, let's see. Okay. Let's see. And Debbie has turned on subscriber only mode on her channel as well. So if you're not a subscriber, you'll have to do the things we all do, yes. Let's see. Ooh, we're back to the pretty yellow. This is the very bright pastel yellow. This is what was in, or this is what is in the center of the next blocks that I'll be doing. There's flying geese here. I'm excited for the double weighted temperature coil. Yes, I am too. So, Chloe, if I issue the pattern in April, are you going to start it in May, or are you going to wait until January to start? Are you going to have your temperatures recorded to start for 2024, or are you going to start the next year? Because I know if you don't have your temperatures, you got to go back and get them. And I went to Weather Underground, and I got one-sided temperatures for my sample quilts. And then I'm actually going to go back and redo where I'm getting my temperatures from, temperatures and wind speeds for my my local one, my Casper one, for 2024. So my 2024 one obviously won't be done in April, but I will have a sample done, and that's going to be using temperatures from Birmingham for the year my husband was born. So I'm going to see if I can get 1 month done today. That is my goal. So once I get this yellow done, I may go ahead and get the star system put together because it doesn't take that long once I have all the stars assembled. So I may go ahead and get the star system put together, and then I'm going to start it. You would start for 2024. I have to get them still. I have to purchase the due. Okay. Purchase the due. So if you go like Weather Underground, they have the temperatures and things like that. And I'm going to have the pattern I'll publish in April will only have the 4 variable option. I will have a 3 variable option and a 2 variable option coming out when I publish the full completed version towards the end of the year. But if you purchase the version now, like in April, or as soon as I have it out, and it will be published by the end of April. That much I can guarantee. But if you purchase the full version now, I will issue supplements to those who purchase now. Oh, you're getting the die. Okay, from AccuQuilt. Gotcha. Now, you can do the pattern without buying the die, but it will be easier if you have the die. There will be a lot of it that will just be so much faster and simpler. So, for example, there's going to be 48 blocks. You're going to do a total of 4 blocks per month. And doing it that way, you're going to be cutting 48 of one template piece. Oh, I'm now up to 5 viewers. Woohoo! I'm growing. I'm growing back up. I was down to 2 and now I'm up to 5. But I am going to break after this. Ooh, last one. Last one. I won't have to use the die. No, you don't have to use the die. I do have the permission from AccuQuilt that I need, and I know how I've got to have it written out and how I've got to have it presented in the pattern. So you won't have to have the die. It does make it easier. I won't lie. It makes it a lot easier because it's curved cutting. It's going to be curved piecing, but you don't have to have the die. It is a heck of a lot easier, but it's not necessary. All right, so that's the last of those. So I'm going to bring you guys back up for just a minute. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off. And so all of my star pieces, all my stars, the Go Me, yes, it should. Yeah, it definitely should. You don't have to have the Go Big. All right, so all 16 of my stars are clipped or are together. So now I'm just going to press them and assemble the star unit. Pretty stars. So I got my yellows done. So I will get this star system put together, and by Tuesday, you guys will get to see, obviously yellow and pink will be together, and whichever one I decide to go with next. So you guys will get to see some progress on the Elizabeth Hartman, and I may have finished the 1/8 of a section. Like I may have a whole half of the prismatic star done. I may have the whole top done. I don't know yet. I'm going to be sewing. I don't have any interruptions coming up between now and Tuesday night. So I will get to do a lot of sewing between now and then. Monday I do have some sewing time that's out of the house. So I'll be working on the super secret project, not, these. You saw the prismatic star? Thank you. Yes. I could not stop laughing at myself last night. I could not believe it that I did that. Did you see what I did where I sewed the wrong seam? So I could not attach this half to this half if I wanted to, because I'm missing an entire section because I sewed it the wrong direction. What's the die that I would need? It is going to be the double wedding ring star, the 11.5-inch finished. Let me go grab the, let me go grab it real quick. I'll get you the number for it and the link to the exact one that I'm using. Okay, that's making it easy. Great, awesome. Like they're showing how to put it together according to AccuQuilt's directions. That is not going to help me. There's the die. There we go. All right, it is die 55078, and it comes as a 2-die set. And let me go put this in the chat. And that is going to give you a link to it. It does finish at 11.5 inches. So we are going to be using we will use every single cut that is on that die. So the die comes with, let me go back to it so I can look at it while I'm talking about it. And let me see if I've got it set up where I can cast my screen real quick. You know, let's add a source. Let's do screen capture, add, and let me grab my screen. All right, we're in transition real quick. You guys are going to see, oh, actually, let me do that. Okay. And of course I can't swap back and forth. Okay. All right, I'll swap in just a second. There we go. Hoping for good sale on the AccuQuilt die. I don't blame you. I'm still here. Thank you, Giovanna. I appreciate it. All right, so here's what I want to show you real quick. All right, so this is the AccuQuilt website, and I'm going to full screen it. So it is going to come with 2 dies. There's going to be this die on the left that is it's a square with a whole bunch of cutout in it. So that is going to be die 1. That you're going to need 48 cuts just for the basic quilt if you're not adding any extra borders. You will need this piece here and this piece here for the majority of the quilt. Then you'll also need this piece, this square piece. There will be some times that we are going to use that, but I'm not going to tell you when. That's going to be part of the pattern. But when you are seeing it assembled the way AccuQuilt has it assembled, this is that centerpiece, this is your background, and that's what you will probably need about 5 1/4 yards of fabric for. So I'm actually going to do solid black on my Casper quilt, and I am going to do a cream on my sample. We are not piecing this the way that they are showing here. So these outer pieces with all these squares, with all these shapes, we're not piecing those that way. That is going to be different. Some of these peel pieces where you see blue, pink, and orange here, those are going to be different as well. So you are going to have 2 different pieces, and they are going to fit. It does go through the Go, and I believe the Go Me is the only one that it doesn't fit through is going to be the Go Baby. You cannot cut this with the Go Baby. This is a 10-inch die, And so you will need a 10-inch 10-inch cutting mat to go with it. So, but both of these pieces do come in the same pack. So you'll have pieces A through F. Okay? So that is the one sneak peek you guys are going to get. Yeah, it should fit the Go Me. Yeah, the only one it doesn't fit is the Go Baby. Yeah, I will be going in just a minute. So, you know what? Let's swap cameras. Here we go. Well, hide, no, not hide that one. Hide that one. There we go. Okay. Now I figured out my software hiccup. So that's the only previews we're going to do for the quilt. You guys will get more details in April as I get closer to getting everything published. And I am going to do a local print and publish that way. I'm not going to send it off to print. So through 2024, once that pattern is published, you are going to have to go directly through me to get it. There is not going to be an Etsy store. There's not going to be an Amazon purchase. There's not going to be anything like that, or there's not going to be a separate website or anything like that. You're going to have to just email me. We'll set up payment, and then I will either send you the digital files if you want just the digital version, or I will send you the print version, depending on which option you choose. I do not currently have a printer yet that I want to use for the template papers. You can print those at home on your own printer and there will be a scale option so that you can make sure that you have the right scale. You print it out on test paper before you use like the Carol Dokes foundation papers, or if you use freezer paper, if you want to go that route, you'll have those options. Yeah, absolutely. If it is something that you think you will use, absolutely worth getting. And if you do want to just make a traditional double wedding ring quilt, you can absolutely do that with that die. It does work. I have done it before. It's been a few years, but I have done it before. The one thing I will say is when you go to cut with the die, make sure that you don't overload this die. A lot of the other dies, like the squares and things like that, if you overload them, you'll still get a cut and it will still be a clean cut. This one, if you overload, you might have a little bit fabric shifting going on when you go through the cut process. And so some of your pieces may not come out the correct size. So this is one to take time and, spend the extra, 2 minutes or whatever, feeding each piece through. But I will have all the directions ready to go by April, and I will have my entire test quilt done by then. It will at least be the top. It might not be quilted yet, but it will be the complete top. And I will have it quilted by the end of the year. And then I will have my other top mostly there before the end of the year. So I will have one that I will probably go through, I cannot talk. I will probably go through public publishing in order to publish the full pattern at the beginning of 2025. So it will have 2 versions of the quilt showing in that pattern. I may also make another, a third quilt. I don't know. It just depends on what happens and how it goes. So that's what I'm going to work on, but I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to pop over and catch Debbie and watch her live and get myself a little bit of lunch. Do you guys want me to come back on later? If my husband's still out and, it's not cutting into family time, I don't mind. Just put in the comments if you guys do want me to come back later. I will be more than happy to. If not, that's fine. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for sure. But again, Tuesday will be coloring on fabric, and we will be doing that with Donnell from Donnell Stitchery, provided that she is feeling better by then. So, yep. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. So I will see you guys later.